We'll get the show here started soon here, folks. Talking with Ralphie, got caught up talking bets, talking college football. I gave him some bets, and he didn't bet them. When you hit me up and you want the bets, if you tag me, if you question, you hit me with a comment and you want the bets, you gotta play them things because they went 2-0, baby. They went 2-0, baby. Oh man, you can't hit me up and don't play the bets. Let's go. But that's not what we're talking about here today. We're talking about week one, NFL. Everybody loves the underdog story. Let's go. We don't Welcome everybody back to another episode of the Money Pot Podcast. I am the host, the owner, CEO, president, all the etc. all the above. They call me Moss Money, and we are talking NFL Week One. Yes, it is here. It is here for Week One. Talking bets, parlays, player props, and underdogs. Today's show, and I think I'm gonna start this going on because everybody bets the favorites and stuff like that. But let's start talking underdogs. You know, the city, Philadelphia, the city of underdogs, been built based on that whole mindset of being blue chippers and being underdogs, being counted out as we always are. And I want to look at the games that have the most liability for the sports books in terms of being the underdog story of the week. Our poll question of the day, which is brought to you by Gleason's Bar, located at 6700 Mill Creek Ave in Levittown, PA. Use promo code A2D for 10% off whatever you want: burgers, fries, chicken fingers. They got good wings. If they got good wings, you got to check them out. Everybody talks about cheesesteaks. Where's the best cheesesteak? I want to know where's the best wings in the city. Does Gleason Bar have them? You got to go check them out to make sure if they do. Haven't been there yet. Levittown's a little bit of drop for me, but I will be there up there, and I will drop the A2D code. Got to get the discount. Got to get the money off. But that's a question. That should be a poll question. Who has the best wings in the city? Because I'm not going to get a cheesesteak for the game. I'm getting wings. I'm getting a yingling. You know what I mean? Or, some yak, as they say, some brown to sip on and watch the game if I'm not out. But who has the best wings in the city? Poll question of the day. Biggest liability for upset is right here. Will the Pittsburgh Steelers upset the San Francisco 49ers? Agree or disagree? YouTube. I could do my LA night. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Let me know. Holla at your boy. Drop a comment. Agree or disagree here? Are the Pittsburgh Steelers winning against the 49ers today? I'll let you guys kind of catch up with me a little bit. Drink a little bit of coffee. Good morning to you. I'm going to disagree to the poll. The line has been dropping. I think it opened up at actually 3.5. I think it dropped back and forth until Bosa got signed on his mega contract. But I'm going to disagree to the poll. I do like the 49ers here. I think the 49ers are going to win. Not pretty easily. There's a little rain in Pittsburgh, from what I understand, from the weather side. So I think that that helps Pittsburgh. But this defensive line is really serious on the 49ers. I love our defensive line, but you can make an argument that the 49ers might have the best defensive line in the league. Now, if Carter shows up, Jalen Carter becomes who we want him to be and who we think he's going to be, then okay. Then we can start arguing, kind of going back and forth. But as of right now, you could give 1A, 1B, switch it however you want between the 49ers and the Eagles. But that 49ers defensive line is ridiculous. And there's really nothing in terms of a top-notch guy on the other side. Now, Pittsburgh's defensive line ain't no slouch either. You got TJ Watt on the other side, who's been in a conversation for defensive player of the year. almost every single year when he is healthy. He's got hurt a little bit. He's won it once or twice. I know he's won it once. I wonder if he's won it twice, but I know he's been a finalist like maybe twice as well. So I'm going to disagree to the poll. I think that the San Francisco 49ers handled business today. Brock Purdy undefeated outside of going against your boys, the Philadelphia Eagles, but he is undefeated in regular season games. And I think that Pittsburgh is on their way. Mike Tomlin, great head coach, Hall of Fame head coach, quote unquote, arguably greatest coach of all time, what he's done over regular season, and as an underdog, has an amazing record against the spread. But this line is short. Those lines probably been a little bit bigger. This line is short. I do like the 49ers here to win and to cover. I think they win by at least a touchdown. There's too many weapons, too many ways to score on the San Francisco 49ers. So give me the Niners to win. I know there's some love for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but if you're asking me to bet some money, I'm putting it on the overall better team, 49ers. It just doesn't make any sense. Just like the Eagles right now are -3.5. Why are the Eagles -3.5 against New England? Is it raining? Does that really take away from the Eagles? Does it make it an even playing field? Do they have the Kansas City yard crew out there, right, where we can't get off? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? So we will see how this all goes. But like I said, today is about underdogs, and that was our first underdog game to look at. Let me bring up the handy dandy sports books, and I'm going to go through the lines of where we can find some value with some underdogs today. It's all about the underdogs today. All about the underdogs today. Let me catch up with you boys, man. What's going on? Don, it's been a while, bro. Where you been at? Me and Diddy been cooking on college, bro. Cooking on college. Where you been at, man? You gotta catch the pods, man. Oh my goodness. Chucks, what's up, bro? Betting this year? Gonna come out that shell and put a little bucks on there? You probably wouldn't trust me anyway, though. You like to trust your own instincts, and that's all good. Don disagrees to the poll. 49ers win the game, but I do love Pickens. Yeah, so the problem is that it's going to be raining today. It's going to be wet conditions. So I don't know how that does or how they do. You know, Pickett has gloves. So it's going to be, wiping those gloves off a lot. Could be slick. We'll see how that all plays out. OG Pete, man, what's up, bro? How's everything going on, bro? Hope everything is well. Wayne Miller, I'm looking for the Steelers upset today. I agree to the poll. Yeah, man, a lot of people on the Steelers today, man. Let's zoom in a little bit here. I'm not feeling the Steelers today. That's just I just I don't think this team is good enough yet. like, and I think it's because of Brock Purdy, right? I think people are off the Brock Purdy hype train. It's all a fade. Maybe it was a flash in the plan last year. Whatever the situation may be, I think that all those things are valid. And if you were talking to me about the Eagles, I'll probably be saying the same thing. If this was the 49ers versus the Eagles, like, who the hell is Brock Purdy? I just think in this spot here, home opener, a little bit wet conditions, this defense isn't equipped enough to handle all the weapons on this offense that are all somewhat semi-healthy. I know Kittle's been a little bit banged up, but you're getting CMC healthy, Ayuk's healthy, Debo's healthy. There's some interesting defensive line, offensive line matchups here. The only really good offensive line, well, I mean, he's better than good and maybe arguably the best offensive line in the league with Trent Williams. But the other guys are kind of just there. Starters, of course, but nobody kind of sticks out. So can the defensive line of the Steelers, Watt and is it Washington on the other side there? Who was the guy last year who had a really, really he had a good year? I think he got paid actually. I want to say his name was Washington. Let me double check that other end there. He could have a day today. I forget his name. Is it Cam Hayward? Watt? No, it's Highsmith. I said Washington. it's Highsmith, right? And they got, Patrick Peterson, Minka Fitzpatrick. Like, so they got some guys back there, but it's Alex Highsmith. Had a great year last year, if I'm not mistaken. I believe what he had like almost 8 sacks last year, third round pick. So I think that they can cause some trouble for this defensive line, for this offensive line. But it's not like Brock Purdy's going to be sitting there holding the rock, right? He's not like I mean, can he throw the ball deep? But that's not his game. It's going to be quick passes, get the ball out of his hands quick, get it into the playmakers, and let players make plays. Like that's how they're going to do it. They're not. He's not going to be back there just. Um, he's not going to be just back there just sitting there. You know what I'm saying? So give me the 49ers here. So I don't think this falls into our dog pick of the day today. Give me the 49ers. I really don't like the Steelers here. I just don't think they're there yet. The 49ers are a really good team. Like there's a reason why they're second in odds or third. I think second or no, they're third in odds and winning the Super Bowl. So are the Pittsburgh Steelers there yet? I know Mike Tomlin, how good Mike Tomlin is, but nah, I'm not going to think too hard into this. I'm going to find another underdog. I'll pass on this one. I disagree to the poll. Give me the San Francisco 49ers. All right. Not betting on Tampa, so we can pass that game. Definitely not betting on Houston. Even though this game is interesting, this game was at 10. It's dropped down to 9.5. It's going to be rainy in Baltimore right now. So I don't know about this. I think the Jags beat the bullshit out of the Colts. Like the Colts got no shot, especially with like I don't even know. I mean, Richardson should finish the game, but the Jags should beat the bullshit out of the Colts in the dome, fast speed. We should see Ridley go off. I don't. I'm fading everything Indy. Unders on everything. Under passing yards on Anthony Richardson. Under receiving yards on Pittman. Under. Everything under on the Colts. Fading the Colts big time. Want no parts of that. Now, here's another dog that's interesting. It's a short line. Cleveland Brown. Since he's going to Cleveland, we're going to see what Joe Burrow looks like after that calf injury. Let's bring this line up. This line has kind of been steady at 2. Interesting note that I was looking at when I was researching this game a little bit was Joe Burrow is 0-2 in Cleveland, and this is like before. I think this is before Watson, right? This is before Watson from last year. So you got to think of all the other quarterbacks who've been there in Cleveland, and obviously he's better than almost all of them, including Deshaun Watson. And then Nick Chubb has averaged over 5 yards a carry against the Cincinnati Bengals defense. And Cincinnati Bengals defense has always been kind of the Achilles heel. The question is, in this matchup, can the Cleveland Browns score? Because Cincy's going to score. So Cincy's going to score about 24 to 26 points. That's what they averaged last year. I think it was almost 26 points last year. So let me go to the team prompts. Let's see what they have them at the prompts. Yeah, 24.5, and you got Cleveland at 22.5. Can the Cleveland Browns score with the Cincinnati Bengals? Is really the question here. You have to ask yourself, and is this a possible dog play? I would not bet this straight. Okay? I would not bet this straight as a possible dog play of the week. The line is very short, and it's very plausible if you're looking at the line that Cleveland can win this game, especially outright, especially with the low money line at plus 110. Not getting much. It's almost damn near a pick, right? You got a little bit of juice here on Cincinnati, but the plus 110 is pretty close. I would tease Cleveland up. And when I say tease, I would put them in teaser, right? And I would add the 6.5 point, get them through the key number of a touchdown, get them over. It is raining a little bit in Cleveland here, so conditions are not idle for being able to throw the ball that much. I think there's a little bit of crosswind going over as well at the Cleveland Browns Stadium. So that favors Cleveland a little bit and like how they like to play. Cleveland's going to have to score a little bit. Man, I think that also I read that Miles Garrett has had career years against Cincinnati Bengals, career games against Cincinnati Bengals. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, out of 11 career games he's facing against the Cincinnati Bengals, he's got like 9.5 to 10 sacks. He's averaging a sack against this team. So Miles Garrett is going to have a day. He's going to cause disruption. And if there was a defensive stat that I would do here, is Miles Garrett to get a sack. Minus minus 130 on the line. I'm paying for the juice. I am betting that he gets a sack today. No doubt in my mind. He owns the Cincinnati Bengals defensive line. So, and you got Zadarius Smith too. You have to worry about on the other side. This should be a really good game. A lot of good defensive players in this game, but I would tease Cleveland up. I think Cleveland here, not straight up, doesn't fall into the criteria of the underdog bet. Here, right here, I can find value to bet them, but to protect my bet a little bit, I would pair them up with somebody else, maybe even the Jacksonville Jaguars, and tease them up. I don't think they lose by a touchdown. All right, so we're still searching though. Still searching for that dog bet of the day. Yeah, thanks, bro, Andy. Oh, Steelers fan, right? Highsmith going to be lined up on Trent today. Yeah, it should be a good matchup, and that gives J.J. Watt freedom to roam around on the other side. So, and Kittle's not really Kittle's hurt a little bit, so Kittle's pretty decent at pass protection. Obviously, it's a mismatch against Watt 1-on-1, but give him some chip and stuff like that off the line. We'll see how that goes. All right, you don't got no player props on the Vikings game. We'll circle back. I got you, Don. We'll find something. I wasn't really looking at the game. The lines kind of dropped. I think it was at 6, and now it's at 5, which is weird. I don't know why that line's dropping like that. You got to be real careful this year, man. Public money is really dictating lines, especially late. I can't tell if it's sharp money or public money. So we got to be real careful about that. But we'll go back to that game. Drop some things you're looking at in the Vikings game, and we'll take a look at it. And we'll break it apart. Week 1 is tough because you have to base everything off your stats from last year, but there's been changes and overhaul in defensive, whether it be coaching, whether it be players, whether it be free agent, whether it be drafts, et cetera, et cetera. So I think those stats from last year are skewed a little bit. The fillers in terms of conversation about how to handicap and how to bet, but at the same time, do stats from last year really matter for this upcoming year? I don't know. I think you could argue that it's not. Like Burrow being 0-2 in Cleveland, like is that a really big stack to hold and to have coming for this year? So I don't know. I don't know. I think taking a step back approach and betting on bets that you feel the most comfortable with is always the best approach on any week, but especially week 1, because we just don't know. Some teams that are going against mismatches are going to be tough, but you got to be really, really careful when you talk about division games. Like Cleveland versus Cincinnati is a division game. I think there's almost 6 division games week 1 right out the gate. So got to be real, real careful. Not a lot of blowouts are going to happen in those games. All right. So, all right, let's keep looking for those dog bets for me. So I like Cleveland in the teaser, but not a straight up bet. Uh-oh. Might have found one here. Tennessee and New Orleans. All right. I really like Tennessee in this game. And I think we can find a bet for Tennessee straight up. I think Tennessee is a lot better than what people think they are. They have arguably the best front for a 3-4 in defense in the defensive line. Trying to think who they got some dogs up front. They got some dogs up front. Let me see. Let me see. I know I wrote some. I gotta find my notes real quick. Uh, uh, um, but yeah, so I can't find my notes real quick. But there are some dogs up front. So, and not even that, Kamar's not playing. Miller's out as well, the backup, the running back for the Saints. So it's all on Williams. Now, I like Jamal Williams. I do. But that's tough sledding, bro. He's not going to be able to run through this defensive front here. We're talking about Simmons, we're talking about Tart, we're talking about Landry the third. Like they got some players up front. Kevin Bird in the backfield here. So I'm not like this is a stout up front through front seven that he's got to run through. So opening look for David Carr too, getting his first start with a new team. So that should be kind of like a kind of maturation period as well. I really like Tennessee here. I think you can find value on betting them money line here. I honestly think Tennessee wins this game. If you look at the stats, if you're a stat person and you like to look at stats and numbers, I believe Vrabel, if I'm not mistaken, in week one, he's due for a win. They haven't done well in week one. Um, Mike Verbal only 1-4 against the spread in week one, and that's over just the past 3 seasons. But I think this is a good matchup for them. We don't know what David Carr is going to do. They're not going to be able to run the ball too much. They're going to be passing all game. I think Tennessee can slow this game down with their run game. Obviously, Derrick Henry, and then you also got the young kid in the behind them. Um, he had a crazy stiff arm against who was that against in the preseason? I think it was against the Patriots, if I'm not mistaken. He had a crazy stiff arm. Uh, Tajay Spears, that's who it was. Tajay Spears. So, and Tannehill finally gets a number one receiver after AJ Brown left. Right, you get rid of AJ Brown, and it was tough sledding for this offense. Now you get DeAndre Hopkins. Now DeAndre Hopkins is not AJ Brown. Hopkins used to be the best receiver in the league. He definitely fell off a little bit, taking a step back, but he's still a decent number one. Right, I'm not saying he's the best number one, but he's still a decent number one, and he might even still go off. This year. Traylon Burks had a scare in the preseason. He is playing. He is going to suit up. So we'll see how he does. They got Nick Westbrook, Akeem. So they got some, players to throw the ball to here. They got the first round pick in from Northwestern as the guard, a decent, want to say decent offensive line. So I think we could find some value here. And for my first dog bet of the day, best bet of the day for underdogs, give me the Tennessee Titans, bro. Give me the Titans. I don't know if this is such an upset shock, right? Like, I guess from the betting perspective, it's an upset. But from like the community, I don't think people are gonna be mad about betting Tennessee here. You can put Tennessee and Cleveland together in that teaser, tease them up, right? I get Tennessee +9 and Cleveland +8. They cover that. They're not losing that. They're not losing that. Underdog teaser bet of the day right there, baby. Really like Tennessee today. I think Tennessee gets it done. Don't let Henry get rolling. He hasn't done well in week one. He's a more of a late, more into the season. I think he only averages like 60 yards per game. But first, underdog bet of the day. Give me the Tennessee Titans +3. I just I like the matchup. I don't think New Orleans is hurt with no run game. Going against a top five rush defense. Carr's gonna have to throw. I don't know if he can throw to win against the Tennessee Titans, especially when Tennessee is going to be slowing this game down by running the ball. So, give me Tennessee. All right. Yeah, Simmons. Yeah. All right, we got our first underdog bet of the day. Let's keep it going. Let's see if we can find some more underdog bets of the day. You know why I stopped, right? Hey, you know why I stopped. Oh, I'm going to do it to us. Week 1. Can we find a bet for the New England Patriots? Oh my God, this line has dropped. Why are we only -3.5? I think it didn't drop that bad. I don't think it got to 4.5. I think it was maybe at 4. I think it opened at 3 and got bet up to 4, and now it's dropped to 3.5. I just don't understand why this line is so short. Somebody tell me. Chris, I'll get to you, bro. Don't worry. I got you. But somebody talk to me a while. The Philadelphia Eagles are only favored by -3.5. These teams on paper are not even close. And not even that. New England is somewhat hurt. Stevenson, I believe, has some illness. Who knows if he's on a snap count? Like, oh my God. I think Parker's out, right, with a knee injury. Juju has one leg and we owe him one. Like, everything's set up like this should be an ass whooping, right? And I'm taking the Philadelphia fan out of me. I'm looking at the numbers and what's it telling me. And this is a Patriots line. It's not an Eagles line. If it was 4.5, even 5, that would be an Eagles line. And we take the Eagles all day. But the fact that this line is 3.5 and it's very short, just two things. It's a Patriot line, or Vegas is giving us the okie doke to induce the New England Patriot bet, because Eagles are a public team. Can you find a bet on New England today? Tom Brady Day. Hope they show the motherfucking Super Bowl where we bust that ass. Show those highlights. Show those highlights. But why is this line so goddamn short, man? So where am I at this game? Right? Me, the fan of me is saying I'm going down with the ship. I'm betting the birds each and every way, up, down, left, right, A, B, select, start. However you want to cut this motherfucker, you should be betting the Eagles in this spot. You should be. They're the best team in the NFC going against a mediocre to a below average AFC team. And just because Tom Brady Day is today means absolutely nothing to us, because we beat them in the Super Bowl. Go ahead and have your day. Show those highlights of us beat. If I was Nick Sirianni, I'm showing Brandon Graham strip sack. And like, remember what you did last time you saw New England. I just don't get it, though. The better in me is telling me that New England's so live. I don't know why they're live, but they are. They are so live. This should be more 2.5 to 1. This line is skewed. Oh, man. Upset alert. Upset alert. Gotta give it to you real. Gotta tell you the truth and what I'm saying. It's a no bet, though. After all that shit talking, it's a no bet for me. Right? After all that shit talking, it's no bet for me. Right? Oh, man. Oh, that is fucking nuts. That is nuts right here. I'm not mad at you if you take the birds. Not at all. Go down with the goddamn ship. If you got the bankroll and you're just like, I just can't see it. I just don't see it. I don't understand why I just can't see it. I'm just going to bet with my heart. I'm going to bet it the way I see it. I think this team is better than them, up and down, left and right, from start to finish. The only mismatch maybe is the head coaching side of the ball. But other than that, I'm taking the Philadelphia Eagles. I am not mad at you with this bet. They should win easily by a touchdown. Maybe it gets close. Maybe it's one of those, 24-21, 24-22, 27, 20, 25, 24 type games that will put you in the over category. I know it's going to be raining, so I guess from a passing perspective, that changes the game a little bit for the Philadelphia Eagles. But we have so many ways we can beat you. It does not matter. This could be water polio, and we would bust that ass. It doesn't matter, land, sea, or air. This team is like put together. So I can't find an underdog bet here for the New England Patriots. That would have been some shit, right? First episode of the season, the NFL betting season, and we talking New England Patriots to cover against the Eagles. But I want to be honest with y'all. I want to be transparent with y'all. I want you to see how to read between the lines and take the fan out of you. This is definitely a Patriots line. There's no doubt about it. That line is short for a reason, and it's definitely a Patriot line. But I can't do it. I just can't. I can't do it. So I'm okay taking the birds here. Fly, Eagles, fly. Absolutely. But from a betting perspective, probably would be you can find a bet for New England here, unfortunately. Don't know why though. I don't understand it. My best Bryce Harper. Right. Insane. That is insane. All right. So here's my second dog bet of the day. First, we talked about the Tennessee Titans at +3. I really like the Miami Dolphins in this game here. I really do. I think the Miami Dolphins are a dark horse in the AFC. I think the Miami Dolphins are a dark horse for the Super Bowl. Obviously, everything banks on Tua staying healthy and being able to obviously stay healthy and being able to play at a high level. But when he plays, this offense almost averages 400 yards per game, right? Their points go up by almost 3.2 points per game. And including playoffs, if I saw the stat right, I believe he's like 17 and like 6 as your starter. In other words, after all those numbers kind of rattled off, in other words, when Tua plays, they typically win. It's really that simple, right? And I think I like the Chargers, and I see why the Chargers are an AFC darling as well. Herbert just doesn't do it for me. Like, I understand he has a lot of the numbers. I understand that now they got a new offensive coordinator, right, with Kellen Moore, so we'll see how that works. So I understand everything that's going on with the Chargers. You could argue they have a Super Bowl roster. But I feel like the Dolphins do too, man. Like, I really do. I feel like the Dolphins are good, and they're very low-key underrated on defense here. They got Howard on the back end. They got Chubb. They got Phillips. They got Wilkins up front. Dave, they got some cats up here on that defensive side of the ball. So this is going to be a fun game, a really fun matchup. It's definitely going to be a shootout for sure. So I think that I really like the Dolphins here for a second dog best bet of the day. Miami Dolphins, I like the Chargers. Kellen Moore, he's going to be throwing all game. Supposedly Keenan Allen has been that guy in preseason and practice, but I've always been a big Keenan Allen fan just because he's just an amazing route runner. We'll see what Austin Eckler does, right? He might be making some business decisions out there. The year of the running back, I'm not sure. I'm saying I'm not sure. He only got $1 million. He gave him 18 touchdowns and they gave him $1 million raise. Like, what the fuck is that? So we'll see how that all plays out for the Chargers. And this game ain't gonna be affected by weather. Should be fast inside in the dome. Um, yeah, but give me the Dolphins, man. Give me the Dolphins. I expect the Dolphins to have a big day today, and I still expect this line to go over. This smells to me like 32-28 type game, right? Or 28-26 type game, right? This smells all over. I think these teams are going to be able to score. This should be a fun game to watch. But give me the Dolphins. Love the money line here too. I think they win outright. I talked about it on Money Pot betting on my YouTube channel as well. So where we did a whole breakdown of games and slates. But for dog bets, yeah, man, I think they're up there in a dog bet as well. So for sure, give me the Miami Dolphins. And for people looking for those player props, I got you, man. I ain't forget about y'all. Don't worry about it. We just got to go through what the show's about. The show is about the underdogs of the day, right? That's what the show's about today. So I want to make sure I get all my underdogs out today, and then we'll go back and look at some prop bets. And if you guys want some bets, just drop them in the comments. Let me know what you're looking at. Let me know what you're thinking, and we'll do a breakdown live before we get out of here. I don't want to talk everybody's heads off all day talking about bets. We're already here. Kickoff is in almost 2 hours, so I don't want to waste time here going through every single game, right? You guys already have a feel about what you're going to bet. So, let's make sure you guys drop bets if you're looking at any bets. All right. Is there any more underdog bets of the week? Yeah, right on Seattle. This line is getting shorter. There's another one I don't get. Is a lot of respect to Green Bay here. A lot of Green Bay respect here. I love the short line at home. Pretty much a pick. But Green Bay has no receivers whatsoever. None. And I think this offense from Chicago is going to score. I like the team total here over. I like Justin Fields over his passing yards here. They don't even have him at 200 yards, I don't think. I just want to look at that real quick. All right. Y'all sleep. Yeah, 182 yards. Y'all tripping. Like, what? Oh, man. He might have 140 yards by halftime. Now, I get Green Bay's defense. I know they're good. Alexander, Savage, back there. I don't know, man. I think Justin Fields is really going to show up. I know I get it, Ohio State quarterbacks, et cetera, but I don't know. I think the Chicago Bears are going to shock a lot of people today. I really do. I really like Chicago today. All right. Let's keep it going here. Oh man, these Denver Broncos. So we're going to Denver Broncos and the Raiders. I think for my last dog bet of the day, I don't see the other two being Monday Night Jets. We'll get there. All right, we'll get there. Can we find a bet for the Raiders? Jimmy Garoppolo led Raiders to see what he's like. I mean, Jimmy just wins, right? We already know that. People can say what he wants to say about him, but in the regular season, he just wins. Do we trust Russell Wilson and his Denver Broncos team? I know Judy, I believe, is out. I think he was going to give it a go today, but he is out today. Another division game, man. Another division game. Sean Payton shows up today. So I like Marvin Mims, though, right? Somebody's got to show up. Marvin Mims, Courtney Sutherland. And you got Russell, Javonte Williams. What is this offense going to look like? Our defense has always been decent, right? They got Randy Gregory and Cooper on the outside, rushing the passer. Surtain up there as well. So that's a good defensive set there. And I really like, Max Crosby and team on the other side of the ball for the Las Vegas Raiders. Jacobs is back as well. Signed his thing. He signed his tenure for $12 million or whatever. And this offense is low key underrated, right? Jimmy Garoppolo, Jacobs, Adams, Myers, Hooper. Michael Mayer from Notre Dame backing him up as well. Can run some 21 personnel, as they say. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. No Chandler Jones is out though. Ah, yeah, he's out. That hurts. That hurts for them. They needed Chandler Jones. I forgot he was out. Marcus Peters over there. Yeah, he's serviceable. Should be some scoring in this game, maybe. What's that over and under on this game? Greg, what's up, bro? 43 and a half? I don't know if I can find a dog bet here for the Raiders because it's just fading Russell and fading that Sean Payton and Russell team up is not going to work, right? He's trying to keep him accountable and make him a football player, and Russell is still making sure that his image is appropriate and correct. And I don't have any problem with both. I don't have any problem with Peyton saying stop kissing fucking babies. I don't have any problem with Russell Wilson kissing babies, right? I don't. You know what I mean? There's life outside of football, and Russell Wilson is an important figure in the community, and he has to make sure that his image is correctly being portrayed, and he's doing community service and work outside of that. So, but I mean, he's got to win too, right? You can't be doing that shit if you ain't winning. You can only live off that Super Bowl win for so long. But I kind of like the over here. I think the over is a little bit. I feel like the over here is a little bit, underrated play here. I could find that Denver. I could see this being like a 24-21 game, right? 24-20. You know, what's that? 24-17 doesn't cut it. Yeah, 24. It just smells like 24-20 all day. I would tease this down and take the over. I think both these teams could score. You got to expect this offense to be better than it was last year. I think the Raiders are going to be able to score. You got McDaniels, some familiarity with his system here as well. So you got to expect this to be not a shootout, but I think a better offensive game than people might give it credit for. So I can't find the Raiders here in an underdog bet, but I can find the over here as well. So I like that bet. Ritter, what's up, bro? Ritz. Yo, Ritz, man, when you gonna let me on the wrestling show? You don't want me on the goddamn wrestling show. I don't know what's up with that, bro. You must not like me. All right, Dallas and New York. Now, I can't find an underdog bet on the New York Giants. I think it might be raining in this game. I got to check the weather report. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it might be raining in this game. But Dak has done well against the NFC East in regular season matchups. So, and I think I talked about this before in the rival show with the homies. Um, I like the Cowboys here. I don't think the Giants as a home dog is a good bet. I like Dallas here. I think Dallas wins this game by a touchdown. All right, let's switch it up. Monday Night Football, big time matchup. The Buffalo Bills going against the New York Giants. Buffalo is favored by -2.5. Total is 45.5. The Aaron Rodgers show and era in New York starts. A lot of hype. Tons of hype. Shit ton of hype on this game. And there's going to be a lot of money coming in on the underdog here in the New York Jets. Whew. And it's all about this defense. That's really what it comes down to. I would fade Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers hasn't had like a crazy game in a long time, like 3 or 4 touchdowns in a long time. He doesn't throw for 300 yards really too much. He's got a hell of a running game behind him with Cook and Bryce Hall. So they'll lean on the rushing attack. In my opinion, I don't think they're going to air it out all of a sudden. But the real question is can the Jets slow down this Buffalo Bills offense? There's been a lot of just conversation about Josh Allen. Is this his year? Another divisional matchup too, right out the gate. Also, conversations. They didn't pick up a running back, did they? I know it's just Cook. I think Cook is going to get the first shot, if I'm not mistaken. James Cook. Damian Harris, that's who it was. They did pick up Damian Harris and Latavius Murray. But, is Diggs once in or once out? So I think Leonard Floyd on that side of the ball, too, is a low-key matchup, and so is Matt Milano as well. Man, I like Buffalo in this spot. I really do. I really do. I like Buffalo in this spot. I can't find a bet on the Jets here. I think that it's going to be hard for them to put that together and beat a top AFC team. Don't know if the Jets are there yet. Defensive-wise, they should be. But this is a division matchup. Buffalo knows New York well, so it's not like they haven't seen this defensive matchup before. And Allen can beat you if they put sauce on Diggs. I mean, they did it. I'm pretty sure they did it last year, right? What was that record last year? It won't go back, I don't think. Let me see. Was it? I wonder what his record against the Jets are. Josh, let me see. Josh Allen record versus New York Jets. 6-3 against the Jets. A pretty good record. They went 1-1 last year. There was a time he beat them 4 times in a row. Let's see the game they lost. It was in New York. He's 3-1 in New York, though. See, that's what I'm saying. And they beat them 20-7. They beat them 20-17. Who was that? And Zach Wilson played. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I do know actually. I like Buffalo here. I do. I really do. I think Buffalo on a short line here, opening Monday Night Football, bright lights. The Jets team is a young team. They might not be ready for the spotlight, right? Everybody's going to be watching this game. Buffalo's been here many times over. This ain't going to be nothing new for Buffalo. Give me the Bills. Give me the Bills. Chargers -3 is a lock. Yeah, I stopped using lock plays a long time ago, right? Because then you got to be held accountable when you say it's a lock and it's not, right? You know what I mean? I don't know. They're definitely not a lock, bro. Definitely not a lock. I'll take Miami in that game for sure. Green Bay money line. Hey, I mean, I can only tell you how I'm betting. I got a track record of being a winning better. So, but if you like those lines, if you like those bets, unfortunately, I'm against you here. I don't like Green Bay and I don't like the Chargers. So, all right, let's get us almost out of here. I know there was something about who do I like in the Carolina Atlanta game, so I'll reach back here real quick. I do like Atlanta in this game. I just think because you have to fade Carolina, you got, I believe the stat is the first overall pick as a quarterback. Their record is, I believe, like 1-13 in their first career starts. So that's a stat that is alarming. And not even that, the Carolina Panthers have both their receivers hurt. I think Thielen's going to give it a go, but there's no DJ Shark, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's out, and you have Thielen, who's already at the end of his twilight of his career, has a bum ankle, but he's going to give it a go. So Bryce Young is going to have trouble finding people to throw the ball here too. Plays I do like here. I definitely like Atlanta here. I would take Atlanta. I would take what Ritter can do over what Young is going to do. But I do like some props here. I do like, I think it's way undervalued, is I do like Miles Sanders over his receiving yards at 10.5. I think there's been a lot of conversation what Miles Sanders can do out of the backfield. He's going to be their offense for sure, right? He's going to be their offense for sure in this game. So anything over Miles Sanders, touchdowns, rushing yards, I'm betting this bet per se over 10.5. I think this is way undervalued. Should be more like 17.5, somewhere in that range. But, this is one catch, really. This is one catch, and he'll get there. He's going to be the workhorse today. They paid him money to be the workhorse. He asked to be the workhorse. Frank Wright is going to make him the workhorse, and he's going to be the focal point of this offense. And not even that. That defensive front has been gassed on rushing yards. I think they're bottom 5 in allowing rushing yards. So if you like this, the 58.5, I would take this as well. Or you can pair it down here below with rushing and I think it's rushing and receiving. I would take the over here at 72.5. I think he gets this easily. I think you can see Miles Sanders should have a total of 100 yards. Should have a total of over 100 yards all purpose today. If not, who else is doing it? They don't got nobody else, right? So I'm on a lot of running backs today. So, but that's one bet that I really do like, and I really like this bet. I think it's really undervalued for him to have over 10.5 receiving yards. They can do a screen, and he can get 15 yards in one catch. Like, people forget that Miles Sanders has hands outside of the backfield. So give me over in this game. I'm not betting the side. I can't trust any of these quarterbacks. I can't trust any of those teams. But give me over 10.5 receiving yards for Miles Sanders. And I would take a little bit of Hayden Hurst. I know Hurst has been a little bit banged up, but they just don't have anybody else to throw the ball. And what are the two biggest things for a rookie quarterback? What are their safe goats? Is a running back and a tight end. It's really that simple. He is their starting tight end, Hayden Hurst. Like, who is he going to throw the ball to? He's going to throw for at least 200 yards. I would think so. Right? Like, what's his receptions? Like 2.5? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. And like, he's getting 1.5 at minus 150 with 10 yards. So are you saying that he's going to get two catches for 5 yards each? This is a no-brainer play. This is one of the strongest plays of the day for me. This is so under. This is all because of Philly. This is a huge play here, right here. Over Miles Sanders 10.5, and I like Hayden Hurst over at 20.5 in this game. Those are the two bets I like in this game. I think a lot of people are on Robinson, and they should be at 13.5. I like this play too, as well. But I actually like his receptions. Getting plus money on over 2.5 receptions. I think he gets this easy too. It's the day of the running backs, man. I'm telling you. The day of the running backs here. So those are my picks and who I like in the Carolina and Atlanta game. I think those are two strong bets here. Right here as well. Like I said, I dropped a ton of bets on Money Pop Podcast. So if you haven't followed me on Money Pop Podcast on YouTube or Twitter, go ahead and give me a follow, and you will get a lot of other free bets here. But today was specifically about underdogs. So if you like those underdog bets, keep hitting the like, keep hitting the subscribe, keep hitting the notification button. Going on every Sunday here at A2D Radio to give you the underdog bets of the week. But that's my time. I talked long enough, went over, way over than when I was expecting to. This is Moss Money. This is Money Pop Podcast. This is Money Pop's Betting. Happy hunting today. I'll see you.